Welcome to KP Law News. Crazy story out of Jacksonville, Florida here. This didn't happen too far around, about a few blocks down the street from the area I'm in right now. So let's cover it. See the first news story, and we got a little follow-up story after that. So let's do it. Yeah.
Of breaking news, an officer-involved incident in Jacksonville's Brentwood area. A man's in the hospital tonight after getting accidentally shot in the leg during a traffic stop.
This happened near 27th Street and Main Street.
Yeah,
News
right
4 Jax reporter Chris Will joining us live there right now. Chris, investigators, they're saying this happened as they tried to remove a gun from the person they pulled over.
What?
Yeah, JSO says a man was pulled over for allegedly running a red light. And during that traffic stop, he let the officers know that he had a gun in his waistband. So that's when the officers decided to try and remove that gun during the duration of that traffic stop. But at some point during that process,
why would the officers feel the need to remove for a traffic stop? Come on.
That gun went off, and that led to scenes like this as JSO was investigating that incident. They were investigating for about 4 hours, just cleared the scene about an hour ago. The focus from investigators on that car on the side of the road. Investigators say the man in that car was fully cooperating, got out of the car, and while JSO was removing it again, that gun went off. The man was hit in the leg. He is in stable condition at the hospital. JSO says it appears it was all an accident.
The way I understand it is that the firearm was in a holster, but it was inside the waistband. It was not an exterior holster. And the officer was attempting to remove the firearm, not sure how the gun was discharged, but as she was removing the holster from inside the waistband, the firearm discharged.
That's crazy.
And we're giving you a live look at where that scene was right now. As you can see, completely cleared at this point. This entire section of Main Street was closed off to traffic, but as you can see, cars are flowing as normal at this point. JSO says all indications at this point is that that person was allowed to have that gun right now. It's not considered an officer-involved shooting, but instead an incident where someone that was in JSO custody was injured. But right now, homicide cold case unit will be investigating this incident. Now reporting live, Chris Will, Channel 4, the local station.
That's crazy. As far as I know, concealed carry is allowed in Florida, and I know you can't open carry, but I believe concealed carry is legal, and I believe they just passed it where, now I'm not sure about this, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that concealed carry does not require a permit anymore. So I need to check up on that. If anybody knows any different, let me know. So here's a little follow-up news report. Same news channel, News Jax 4. Check out their YouTube channel. Let's play this one.
Rights of citizens who can legally carry firearms.
While the JSO officer conducting the stop tried to take the driver's concealed gun, the gun went off, shooting the man in his leg. This prompted many of our insiders to start asking questions. And now a local civil rights attorney who's not affiliated with this case is weighing in.
The officer is going to have to justify her legal basis for conducting that seizure.
Eric? I think
and I don't think she has one.
News 4 Jax reporter Eric joining us live after speaking with an attorney who specializes in gun rights.
Eric, you're explaining there are certain things drivers should and should not do if they're ever pulled over.
This is Eric.
I'll tell you right now, if you are legally allowed to carry a firearm and you get pulled over by a police officer because of a traffic infraction,
we lost audio on this
what
report.
You don't say to the officer and what you do versus what you don't do in front of that officer could dictate the outcome of that traffic stop. Traffic infractions cause people to be pulled over by police every day, but when you're legally allowed to possess a firearm and that firearm is either stored in a glove compartment, trunk, or safely holstered and concealed behind your waistband, are you legally obligated to tell the officer who pulled you over that there is a firearm inside your vehicle?
Not in the state of Florida. In Florida, there is no obligation to inform law
another editor
enforcement
here,
that you
Eric
are armed
Friday.
with a firearm or any other weapon.
Civil rights
Eric
attorney.
Friday is a civil rights attorney who specializes in gun rights. He says, should you choose to openly tell an officer that you have a weapon in the car, never say the word gun.
Gun is something they call out to other officers when there's a problem. So I always use, if I have to disclose, I use the term firearm.
Friday also says it's never a good idea to keep your
Gun. That's it. See, ex-Marine here. Remember the movie Full Metal Jacket? This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun. So it's either a firearm, pistol, rifle, whatever. Don't ever use gun. Let's continue.
auto insurance information in a glove box with your gun. If you do, then
Yes, you need to let the officer know that you're where you've got to reach to get your paperwork there's a gun in that same place.
Is it better at that point to let them reach in and grab it?
At that point, I'd tell them I have a firearm and ask them for their instructions.
But what should you do if you're legally armed and an officer asks you to step out of the car?
I'm going to let them know before I get out of the car, officer, I am armed, my firearm's on my right hip, but my hands are already going to be well visible and away from that area of my body.
Don't make sudden movements towards really anything.
Retired JSO Director of Investigations turned News for Jack's crime and safety analyst Tom Hackney says there are some additional
a little bit of cop explaining here, I believe. Let's go on.
steps you can take should you be legally armed and pulled over for a traffic infraction.
If you're getting pulled over, day or night, roll all 4 windows down so the officer can see in the car. Whether you have tinted windows or not, turn the inside light on, especially at night, and then the hands are on the wheel.
Hackney says this allows officers to feel like they have more control of the traffic stop. As for divulging information about a firearm, Friday says there was a time when it was advisable to immediately let an officer know that you have a gun in the car when asked for your license, registration, and proof of insurance.
Why?
But he says now it's ill-advised unless you have either been asked to get out of the car or if the firearm is in the glove box with paperwork.
We've seen too many of these situations now. They don't all result in somebody being shot, but they result in officers overreacting, doing things like taking guns apart, unloading them, and then you're left defenseless after the officer leaves.
Yeah. Here you go. Put it back together yourself.
Now, we did reach out to JSO to try and find out why that officer felt the need to take that driver's gun. However, our request for an interview was declined because JSO said that this matter is still under investigation. Also, that body cam video, the officer's body cam video, well, that was requested through the JSO portal. However, we have found out tonight that that video is not available right now, but we're being told that it will be available pretty soon. Reporting live, Eric Avignon, Channel 4, the local station.
There you go.
And Eric, whether it was Tom Hackney or Eric Friday, did you get any information? Can the officer claim that she tried to remove the driver's gun for her own safety? Is that legitimate?
That is a legitimate question. It's a really interesting question. I could tell you this. She can claim that, but according to the attorney that we spoke with, she would have to explain her suspicion of danger. Now, the attorney says if she can't explain her suspicion of danger, then this is where you run into the lines of what would be considered an illegal seizure. In this case, she seized the gun, so that would be considered an illegal seizure. So again, she's going to have to explain what was the suspicion of danger.
What was?
All right, Eric Avignon reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Eric.
For allegedly running a red light. Wow, it's crazy. You carry a firearm for protection, get pulled over by the female police officer for allegedly running a red light. Somehow the officer feels unsafe with you legally concealed carry. She tries to take it or attempts to take it, whatever, because for officer's safety, and then the gun goes off and shoots poor man in the leg, ends up in the hospital. Wow. I guess this is a case we're going to have to keep an eye on. Hopefully they'll release that body cam footage soon, and we can see what happened. See if there's going to be lawsuits, disciplinary actions, or what's going to happen there. Maybe charges, maybe? I doubt they may get any charges, but that's it. So Let me know down in the comment section on what y'all think about this situation. Appreciate everybody watching KP Law News, trying to get this channel cooking, get it off the ground, and try to upload some more videos. It's a full-time job. It's kind of hard, so we're going to try to do what we can with the videos, keep everybody informed of what's going on around Florida, anywhere else in the United States. We're going to just keep up with bad cops being bad, cops being stupid, and all that good stuff. So appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a good day. KP Law News.